All right, Shalom, it's your brother Jamar from the Phoenix camp. With that being said, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the brothers that are doing this work in truth and sincerity. I'm going to jump right into the lesson. This is Psalms 119 and 9. It says, "Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereto according to thy words." What does that tell you, man? That tells you that's how we get cleansing. That's how we get a mental, spiritual cleansing. Because you got to understand that this world is polluted, man. So if you're living in the fashions and ways of this world, which we all were doing before we came into this truth, so we're coming in polluted, we're coming in filthy, we're coming in dirty, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And the only way to cleanse ourselves is to take off that dirt and that grime of the world from off our spirit, from off our mind, from off our being, is to get into this word, because the scripture said this word is what washes us, man. With that, I'm going to get Ephesians 5 and 26. It's a real quick lesson. This is Ephesians 5 and 26, and it says that they might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word. It says, husbands, well, I'm starting at verse 25. It says, "Husband, love your wives, even as Yahweh Shai loved the church and gave himself for it." Okay, that he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word. But the point of that scripture is this: the washing of water, washing of water by the word is what cleanses you. Going back to Psalm 119 and 9, "Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed according to that word." So there's a cleansing process that needs to take place, is what the scriptures are saying. And the cleansing process is only done by taking heed into this word, by meditating upon this word, by vibrating and existing with this word, the holy scriptures, man. So I'm going to get 2 Corinthians 7 and 1. This is 2 Corinthians 7 and 1, and it says, "Having therefore these promises, dearly beloved, let us cleanse ourselves from all filthiness of the flesh and spirit." So that's what it is, man. We have come out of the world into this truth with a filthiness upon us, man. A filthiness of flesh and a filthiness of spirit, a carnal mind, man, and our spirit also has been polluted, because we were believing these other philosophies and worshiping these other fake idols. Started with Caesar Borgia, that Jesus Christ, man, that fake Jesus Christ. So I'm going to run that back again. It's having therefore these promises. And what are the promises? The promises of salvation only to the Israelites. The promises that the Lord made to save us out of this captivity, and so on and so forth. "Dearly beloved, let us cleanse ourselves from all filthiness of the flesh and spirit, perfecting holiness in the fear of Yahweh." Perfecting holiness. We know that word holiness goes into the word separation, in the fear of the Most High. What does Scripture say? The fear of the Most High is the beginning of wisdom. So it all goes back to this word, man. This word, it's all about this word. That's how you show your obedience to the Most High, by preaching and teaching this word, feeding the flock. That's how you sup with the Most High, by getting into this word. That's how you show your love and obedience to the Most High, by living by this word. So what does that tell you, man? It's all about the word. It's all about that Bible. And if you ain't in it on a constant daily basis, then you're in danger of getting out of the spirit. You're in danger of lukewarmness. Because if you're not in the world, where are you at? You in the world. So we have to exist in both realms. But you can't spend too much time in the world and then and forfeit or ignore or cast to the side or hold off or put the word on the back burner, man. That's going to lead to your destruction. That's going to lead to you slipping away. The scripture is talking about this word slipping away, man. Talking about letting it slip. Let me get that scripture real quick. See where I can find it. God, this is Hebrews 2 and 1. It says, "Therefore we ought to give the more earnest heed to the things we have heard." And what we hear? We heard the correct breakdown of the scriptures, of this word. Lest at any time we should let them slip. So more earnest heed. So that once again emphasizes the point that there must be a constant cycle of you getting in His word. Cause check it out, man. Let's just compare it to your physical being. If you don't take a bath for a few days, you're gonna start smelling. You can get diseases and rashes upon your skin. You know, you're gonna get all kinds of bacteria on you. So you gotta wash your body daily, right? Soap and water and all that good stuff, man. Okay, that's the same thing with this word, man. If we don't do that spiritual hygiene, you know, we're gonna stink. We're gonna grow bacteria and all this other stuff, you know, that's not gonna have us in a right way. So that's how you can compare it to, man. So taking heed into this word is paramount, man. With that, I want to get a Sirach 38 and 10. You know, I'm just gonna break down these scriptures and I'm just gonna let the scripture speak for themselves. It's Sirach 38 and 10, and it says leave off from sin. You know, so leave off from sin. So that means that you gotta walk away from that. You gotta be like Job, a man that escheweth evil. And order thine hands aright. Get your shit right, man. Get your mentality right. Get your life right. You know, do your spiritual house cleaning. Do your physical house cleaning, man. Get your things in order, and cleanse thy heart from all wickedness. So it's in the mind. We all know that word heart with mind. You know, we always refer to that. And cleanse thy heart from all wickedness. So the new mentality, you know, the clean mentality, the mentality of the word. Because once again, going back to Psalm 119 and 9, the cleansing comes from the word. You know, going back to Ephesians 5 and 26, the cleansing comes from the word. The washing away of filthiness comes from the word, man. It says, give a sweet savor and memorial fine flour and make a fat offering and not bean. Then give place to the physician, for the Most High has created him. Let him not go from thee, for thou hast meat of him. There was time with their hands, for there was good success. Well, the point of it is this, man. You know, this scripture is talking about getting yourself right, man. Getting yourself right first and foremost. You know, like the elders always say, you can't be a man the Lord. You got to be a man first before you a man the Lord. You know, and that covers different aspects of your character, of your being, of your integrity, of your walk, of your talk, of your mentality, of the way you do things in your life, man. The way you how you eat. You know, your daily habits and routines. You know, your daily hygiene, man. Your daily study. You know, you can't be given to too much folly. You can't be given to too much women. You can't be given to too much drink. You know, there's gotta be a way that you do things, and that certain way is with the utmost integrity in everything that you do. Always check yourself, man. Check yourself. Be harder on yourself. Be hard on yourself, man. Don't let yourself get away with anything. Don't listen to those excuses in your mind that say, oh, you know, I can put this off, or, you know what, I'm just gonna lie down for a little bit, and that leads to slothfulness, man. You know, be a man, be a man above men, be a man of men. You know, the perfect example was Yahweh Shai. He was a very austere man. You know, he's austere. Let's look at that word austere. I think that's how you spell it. It says, okay. Let me go to my other Bible app. If I can get the Strongs. It's Luke 19 and 21. And it says, oh, there's a parable talking about, you know, the parable is like it's talking about Yahweh Shai. It says, for I fear thee because thou art an austere man. That austere man is talking about Yahweh Shai. Let's get that word austere. If there's not a Strongs for it, but let's see what it says here. We'll get a couple definitions for it. It says austere, severe or strict in manner, attitude, or appearance. An austere man was a really puritanical outlook of living condition, a way of life, having no comforts or luxuries, harsh or ascetic. Conditions of the primitive can become austere, having extremely plain and simple style, appearance unadorned. So let's get that word severe, man. You know, we're gonna get the word austere in the Webster's 1928. See what it says here. It says, severe, harsh, rigid, stern, applied to persons as an austere master, an austere look. Sour, harsh, rough to the taste, applied to things as austere food or wine. So austere means what, man? You know, to break it down more simply, you know, you ain't with the bullshit. To put it in plainer terms, you ain't about the bullshit. You know, you say what you mean and you mean what you say. You know, your word is your bond. You know, and this is how the ancient men of Israel, this is how they conducted themselves in those days. And they were obedient to this word, man. You know, the righteous men of Israel. You know, there are a lot of wicked men of Israel back in those days also, just as there are wicked men of Israel in this time and age, man. So to be austere, man, to put it more plainly, you're not about the bullshit. You ain't tolerating it. And the most important thing that you can't tolerate is bullshit from yourself. You shouldn't tolerate, that's first and foremost, man. Don't tolerate yourself. Don't tolerate your own excuses, your own bullshit, your own little fucking, what, I'm trying to think of a word, but I can't think of it. Your own little, slack. Don't give yourself no slack, man. And of course, there's a balance to this thing, but for the most part, you know, we have to be austere men. Of course, there's a balance to this thing. You know, you gotta relax. You gotta ease your mind. You gotta rest. You know, you can't. You know, it's going to be impossible for us to be 100% in the spirit all the time, but to go hard 100% of the time. But you should condition yourself to always try to do so, because that's the way. Because it can be done. You know, that's the way the men of the Lord have done it. That's the way Yahweh Shai showed it to be done. He was a perfect prime example, and that's the way it can be done. You know, so this David was an austere man. Yahweh Shai was an austere man. The prophets were austere men. They went with the bullshit. The Most High is supreme austere. He ain't with the austere power. He ain't with the bullshit. I mean, he does have mercy and grace, and he does give a men warning and chances. But once he's done with all that, he ain't about the bullshit no more. You're just gonna get jacked. You're just gonna get jacked up, man. You know, so how do we why don't we keep ourselves in check? How do we keep ourselves in line? You know, first and foremost, you gotta examine yourself. Scriptures talk about that. And you gotta stay in this word, man. You know. With that being said, man, just a real quick lesson. I don't want to make it too long. There's a few things that that really, I was listening to apostles, and they're bringing the character of Yahweh Shai as being austere. They're bringing this out, and of course Yahweh Shai is what? The word. So the word itself is austere, man. So with that being said, just a real quick lesson. Most High will and hope was edifying. With that, I want to give our honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Call halal Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Brothers, keep on pushing. Shalom.